All right, man. So there's been a lot of talk about load management lately, especially after MJ got on, the screen and said what he said. And I'm gonna play what MJ said, and I'm gonna also play what Collin Cowherd. I'm gonna play what he said about what Michael Jordan said about load management, and also I'm gonna give my perspective on the load on the whole load management thing, man. So right now I'm gonna play what Michael Jordan said. Then we're gonna come back and talk about it.
The term load management has become such a hot button in the NBA.
How I know you were going to talk about that one?
Because you played 80 games a lot. You played 82. What do you think of when you hear the term load management thrown around?
It shouldn't be needed, first and foremost. I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like, the fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his ass off to get a ticket or to get money to buy the ticket.
You really cared about the guy who sat in the top deck at the Palace in Auburn Hills to watch you when you came to Detroit?
Yeah, because I know he's probably yelling at me, and I want to shut him up. He's calling me all kinds of names. I definitely want to shut him up.
Right.
You have a duty that if they're wanting to see you, and as an entertainer, I want to show, right? So if the guys are coming to watch me play, I don't want to miss that opportunity. Now, physically, if I can't do it, then I can't do it. But physically, if I can do it, and I just don't feel like doing it, that's a whole different lens.
So give me the first time that you came to that fork in the road in your career where you could have sat down and missed a game, but you fought through.
Third game of the season, started my career.
Okay.
I twisted my ankle, and I had a teammate, David Greenwood. He says, you twist your ankle, young fella. Come over and sit with me. This is you need to. I said, no, man. I'm trying to make a name for myself. There's no way I can sit. I need to get out there and show what I'm capable of. I want to play. I want to win. I want to make an impact. And I twisted my ankle. I taped it up, and I went back out, and I played. And I felt that. I always felt that. I always felt the necessary need that I could never leave my comrades out if I could perform, right? Even if I couldn't. Utah, great example. Everybody said the flu game. It's game 5, which is a very pivotal game. I was going to find a way to get out there, even if I was a decoy. Well, once I got out there, you never know how, pushing yourself, you never know what happens, right?
So that night you got out there and you found you could do more than you thought you were going to be able to do.
Next thing you know, the emotions, the situation, the need of the team, all those things catapulted me to, I'm going to gut this thing out. Back to your point of what load management is, you play basketball 2.5 hours a day, 3 hours a day, right? That's your job. That's what you get paid to do as an NBA player. What are you doing the other 21 hours? I mean, to me, that's when you should be preparing for your next day of work or your next, challenge. Now, I'm the worst. Maybe I'm not one of the guys that you would probably model that or,
I was going to say, did you do that every time?
But you should think about that in retrospect of what load management really is. I always felt like one is a sense of pride for the fans that are paying.
Right.
2 is a sense of, making sure that I stay sharp. I'm not going to lose it. And 3, I want our rhythm as a team to always be there. It can disrupt that synergy that's happening.
First of all, they got my boy MJ out there looking like he doing his best Mr. Potato Head impression. Boy, he looking like Mr. Potato Head sitting out there, man. And MJ ain't lying, man. He definitely wanted to shut that guy up that was up there yelling at him. That's why, when they food poisoned him in Utah, that's why he still played. He was not finna let nobody win. He wasn't finna let him win. Knowing that they had them food poisoning him, trying to let him not be at his best in that game. Yeah, Mike, he was gonna show them y'all ain't finna stop nothing. Yeah, now so MJ felt like he had an obligation to his teammates to go out there and play, man. Because he didn't feel right sitting knowing that he can play, not playing, and his teammates is out there fighting, trying to get a win. It just don't feel right. That's the way MJ felt. But the guys these days, it's selfish. I'm just going to go on and say it before Collin Cowherd said it, before I play that clip of Collin Cowherd. It's selfish. These guys are really selfish. And I'm just going to be honest. It's about money. I'm going to get a little more in-depth into it in a minute, but it's about money. Back in the days, man, I don't want to say back in the day because it seems so long ago. It ain't that long ago. But back in my era, back in the MJ era, even the Larry Bird and Magic Johnson era, when guys got a little older and they can no longer be the best player on a championship team, they retired. Once they see that they weren't finna win a championship no more, once that team started declining a little bit, they retired. That's what they did. But the guys these days, starting with LeBron James, they keep playing longer and longer and longer because of money. Money. That's it. They didn't make that much money back in the day, so they didn't play. It wasn't all about money. People weren't hardly making that much money. So you retired because you could probably make more money doing something else than you could playing basketball. That ain't the case now, but it was then. So now I'm going to play what Collin Cowherd said and about what Michael Jordan just said, and I'm going to come back and react to that. All right.
So it was interesting. Michael Jordan is part of NBC's coverage for the NBA now. And he called out load management. Load management, for the uninitiated here, is when mostly star players just decide, I don't want to play. I'm tired. I don't like it at all. There's things about the NBA I love. I've been watching it since the early 70s. I can't stand load management because I grew up in a small town 3 hours from an NBA arena, and I got to go to a game about every other year. That's what we could afford. And I wanted to see Jack Sigma, and I wanted to see downtown Freddie Brown. And so you're driving to the arena and your stars aren't there. So I don't like it, and there's no data to prove that it works. So between the 90s and 2020, we went and looked. The average number of games missed in the 90s by star players, 10 a year. It is ballooned to 24, 2.5 times. And there is no medical benefit. The NBA did studies on it. There is no medical benefit on sitting. It's all nonsense. So in the NBA media, which in my opinion tends to be too accommodating to star players, won't press players on it. Now, LeBron, as we show a picture of LeBron doesn't bother me. LeBron's been carrying the league for 15 years. It's more the Kawhi thing. And what I really think load management is, it's selfish. Sort of like what Terry Rozier did, or Damon Jones, or Chauncey Billups. It's selfish to do that. Throw your teammates under a bus to make $10,000. The basketball culture is a lot of me and not a lot of we. And it's why the NBA is so popular on Instagram. Instagram is a look at me platform, and it's wildly popular for NBA players. Is it narcissists checking out narcissists? I don't know. But Adam Silver admitted we are a highlights league. And what that tells you is the fans are load managing NBA viewing. You're not going to commit to us, then we won't commit to watching 3-hour games. And so I don't think there's an individual to blame. I mean, Greg Popovich was doing this years ago. He didn't like the NBA schedule and all the back-to-backs. But
you play basketball 2.5 hours a day. That's your job. That's your job. No other job in America, or in the world for that matter, that somebody can say, I don't feel like playing today. I ain't going to play today, but I want to get paid though. I want to get paid, but I don't want to go to work. I want to sit this one out. Everybody else go to work. Now, I'm going to be honest. The more these guys get paid, the less they want to play. You don't see the guy that's been playing every day coming off the bench. You don't see him load managing. Well, I ain't gonna even say coming off the bench, but it can be some guys in the starting lineup that don't make that much money. You know what I'm saying? It's some guys in the league in the starting lineup that don't make top dollar. They making the lower half, you know what I'm saying, of the contracts. They don't be load managing. It be them superstars that be load managing. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Now, people want to blame this on Greg Popovich. I'm going to tell y'all right now. It did not start off where Greg Popovich wanted to rest his players. It ain't had nothing to do with that. When Greg Popovich was sending his starters out, he was playing psychological games on his opponent. Y'all can go back and look at it if you want to. Now, this was during the time when they was probably going to play Miami Heat in the finals. You get what I'm saying? With LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and all that. So when they played Miami, Greg Popovich will sit his whole starting five just to play psychological games. He don't want to get them nothing to look at. That's what it started off as. And then everybody started picking up on that, and they started turning it into load management. It didn't have nothing to do with that at first. Greg Popovich, like when they get ready to play Phoenix in the regular season, he'll sit his whole starting five. Because he know he might have to see them in the playoffs, so he want to play psychological games with them. Greg Popovich, a military man, he know how to play psychological games. Let's keep going.
I would say what the irritating part of load management to me is the All-Star break is now longer. There are almost no back-to-backs. So the league has bent over backwards to extend the All-Star break, have fewer back-to-backs. I'm okay with old guys missing games or injury-prone guys like Embiid can miss a game. LeBron doesn't want to play back-to-back. Barkley didn't want to play back-to-back end of his career. I'll give those guys passes. But young stars under 33, 34, what are we doing here? David Stern years ago said, we're a highlight league. Adam Silver echoed it. That's not what bothers me. What bothers me is load management. Think about this. There were several Major League Baseball All-Stars. They play outdoors. You ever been outdoors in St. Louis in the summer? Cincinnati, Kansas City, Cleveland? It's charming. Several All-Stars played 162 of 162 games. Cal Raleigh's a catcher wearing 20 pounds of gear? He played 159. Okay. 11 total NBA players played every game last year. None of them stars. So you can do it. They're just choosing not to. And so Michael Jordan's right. There's no medical benefit at all. And what you're noticing is the highest paid stars are the ones that don't want to play every night. Again, I'll defend LeBron. Carried the league for 15 years. He's older.
MJ did not call out load management. Let me just get that out of the way. He was asked a question. So he didn't call out load management. Somebody asked him a question, so he answered it. It ain't like he just blurted something out about it, just got up there and just started talking about it. No, Mike Tirico asked him a question about it. That's what that was. All right, no. So Collin Cowherd said he don't have a problem with LeBron James load managing because he's 40. Sounds great, right? But I do have a problem with LeBron James load managing, and I'm gonna tell you why. Just retire, bro. Just retire. If you need to load manage, just retire, man. How about that? If you're too tired, what the hell you still playing for? That's why them guys used to retire back in the day. What are you still playing for? Come on, man. You already claiming yourself the GOAT. Oh, you don't believe that. You can't believe that because you still playing. You still trying your best. You still trying to get another ring somehow, some way. It ain't going to happen. But anyway, that's the problem I got with LeBron James load managing. And the problem I got with everybody load managing. Especially Kawhi Leonard. Why don't you retire? I ain't even mad at Kawhi Leonard. Or LeBron James. I'm going to tell you why. Because these dumb people just keep giving them money. Why the hell y'all still giving them money? Why? Just retire, man. That's the only problem I got with if y'all gonna say LeBron James, he should be load managing because he's 40, well then retire then. How about that? Collin Cowherd is exactly right, man. He's right on, spot on that one. Yeah, the fans are load managing too. That's what's going on. Now, back in the past, and that's why we be trying to tell y'all don't know what y'all talking about, man. Because back in the MJ era, or even a little bit after that, we had to actually watch the games, brother. We had to actually sit down, watch the games, the whole game, and listen to the experts calling the game. That's what we did. Now, all y'all do is watch highlights. Y'all just sit up there and watch highlights and then think that y'all know basketball. You don't know basketball. Especially, all y'all do is gamble and play basketball. And watch highlights. Look at numbers, gamble, and watch highlights. And then think you know basketball. That's why y'all don't know what y'all talking about. That's why y'all believe somebody like LeBron James is the GOAT. Because he helped your parlay ticket. Because he putting up numbers. That's what that is, man. Absolutely 100%. Y'all don't know no damn basketball, man. If y'all believe that man the GOAT, he's not a winner. All he doing is out there putting up empty stats. And y'all think he the GOAT because you win when you bet with him. That he gonna do good. Not the team. Not that he gonna win anything. But you just feel like, okay, he got me looking good with because I bet on him to get 22 points. That's why you think he the GOAT. Y'all don't know no basketball, man. Been trying to tell y'all that for the longest. Take it from somebody that used to have to actually, we used to have to pick up a newspaper. We didn't have no damn YouTube. We just actually had to read what journalists were saying. People that went to journalism school. Actually, actual writers, not Gilbert Arenas. Not these podcasters that going to say anything because they're getting paid by Clutch Sports. The league has bent over backwards for these players time and time and time again. Adam Silver has bent over backwards for these players time and time again. It don't matter if you cut out back-to-backs. They still gonna come up with a reason to be tired. Still. The more money you give them, the less they play. I done said it once and I'm going to say it again. NBA players play less than NFL players. They hurt more than NFL players are hurt. Them guys out there running through a brick wall. I don't ever see none of them load managing. You got to start marketing teams. You got to start marketing the league, Adam Silver. Market the league. Because as long as you marketed these individual players, they're going to do this. You got to market the league. That's why you don't see nobody sitting out in the NFL because they damn job going to get took. You understand what I'm saying? We got to keep moving. We ain't got time to be waiting on you. Next man up. I don't care how much of a superstar you are. Tom Brady. If Tom Brady would have been sitting out games and the next man would have came in and won a couple of games, Tom Brady would have had his ass on the sideline. It ain't like that in basketball. These guys can sit out for how long they want to sit out and come back and they spot right there for them. Still waiting on. Because you're marketing individuals. You're marketing superstars. You're not marketing the league or teams. You're marketing individual players. That's what's hurting the league. All right, now, so let's get down to what load management really is. What's really going on with load management? Back in the past, I keep bringing that up, man, because I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. Back before all this load management and before all this player empowerment thing that LeBron James started, I'm going to tell you what was going on before they started making all this money. Players, say for instance, they had tweaked the injury or something. They got a little small injury or something. Even if they will get out there and they will still play because they wanted to help their team. If they can just give you a little bit, they're going to get out there and play. You understand what I'm saying? Now, they don't get out there and play when they're injured. They don't want to play halfway. You know what I'm saying? Because it's about the numbers. It's about the stats. If I go out there and play injured and I only play 20 minutes and I don't score but 5 points or 10 points, that's going to hurt my overall points per game average and my assist average. It's going to hurt that. So instead of doing that, these guys just sit out the whole game. That's what's going on. I'm just keeping it real. Back in the day, you would get out there and do anything you could to help your team win. Don't nobody do whatever it take their team to win no more. They just do whatever to help their paycheck. They go out there and they put up stats and they ain't got nothing to do with winning no more. Me. That's the absolute thing what's going on right now, man. It ain't got nothing to do with the team. It ain't got nothing to do with the fans. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's about putting up stats to get my next contract. What you think LeBron James doing? What you think them stats was he putting up last year? Them empty ass stats he was putting up. He just trying to get another contract. I've been saying this about Kawhi Leonard for years. Kawhi Leonard get a contract. Kawhi Leonard can get a 5-year contract. Sit out for 4 of them. Be hurt for 4 years. Come back on that last year of that deal, play his butt off, and get another 5-year deal. That's what's going on, man. It ain't about the love of the game no more. It's about the love of money. That's it. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. That's why these players playing so long. That's why they load managing. They were talking about earlier, you hear people saying Michael Jordan could have had a longer career if he had a load managed. That's what they saying now. But players like MJ loved the game. He played to win. He didn't play for money. He played to win. And when he didn't see an opportunity to win, he retired just like everybody else. Yeah, he came back and played for the Wizards at the end, but that was because he was trying to get in. He was trying to get an ownership. He was trying to be the owner of the team. He felt like if he played, that'd be a quicker route for him to be an owner of the team. That's what was going on. It didn't have nothing to do with money or nothing else other than that. It had something to do with that. That's why he came back and played for the Wizards. Now I know he wish he wouldn't have done that now. Just like I wish he wouldn't have done that because he gave the LeBron James fans something to say. Oh, look at how he played when he was a Wizard. He didn't win that when he was in Washington. Anyway, man, I'm finna get out of here, man. I ain't gonna talk y'all for too long, man. I'm out.